Thanks, Alexis. Okay, good late morning, everyone. I apologize if I'm late. Mark D, hopefully you're in the room. You found out how to get in there. If not, we'll take care of it after. Here's the TradeView market site, and it is Fed Day. And I'm going to log into TradeGATEHub. I'm going to make this one quick. All right. The reason why the good part of this about this being on a Wednesday, you see. All right, good. Nice, Mark. Ask some questions too. You fought hard enough to get on here. Thank you, though. All right, so as long as we're talking about the red YouTube icon, why don't you go back and go back and watch the past couple of days, Tuesday, obviously Monday and Tuesday, the coach put out, more importantly, yesterday with what Coach and I put out for any plans or any type of sentiment readings, long-term charts. You should definitely be tuned in at this point. So I'm just going to get back into active trading. Okay. So as we sit here within Powell, okay, suppose I came in flat. Okay. If I didn't have any positions, as GLD is actually making a big move here in front of a Fed day, I don't think that's too hard to figure out or front run, but it's really what happens afterwards. It's irrelevant. WPM, I told you, it came in with all those calls yesterday and I sold it, as I told you, but look at that. WPM, I may be going off on a tangent. That's why I have to shut down my screen here. Look at WPM. As long as I brought up GLD, there's GLD. All right. So it has nice volume, acting the way you want it to act. Unfortunately, there's going to be somewhat, or maybe there's not going to be somewhat of a binary move in about a couple of hours from now. But I really didn't see any major sweepers. The sweepers that they were in were GOLD, which, I mean, that looks very good now. I'm not going to lie. I mean, they had a chance to wash it out. It almost looked like the oils were yesterday. See how the oils, although in a different moving average situation, had that volume and that washout. And like Halliburton, I would consider more of a short. It still has an inside day. Chewy is ripping. Look at Mark D. He's a trader because he knows the word ripping. It is ripping. And that, what happened? It was the block. Mark D, may I ask how old you are? Ballpark figure? Well, what generation are you? I hope you're not a millennial, because then you're way smarter than I am. But you pointed it out that it was a block trade. On a stock like this, it is really heavy in actions. And once again, I digress again. Making these type of lows. And let me go to my main screen. All the other retailers are actually somewhat hanging in there. And by the way, right before I came on the air, I did sell my Dollar General. Dollar General, I posted on TGH 48. All right, 48. I mean, you type like you're at least 28. No, I'm like it. 48. No, you know what you're doing. I knew you know what you were doing. So that's why I asked the age. If there was a discrepancy, I would have assumed it. But I'm glad you're also going to get more of my sense of humor. With that being said, Dollar General had all the, finally the downgrade yesterday. If this breaks yesterday's high, I did trade it nicely, and I was watching it. The retailers were strong, the same again. I was watching Chewy. Listen, I very easily could have picked same charts. I very couldn't easily pick Chewy, but I picked Dollar General because first of all, I saw stocks like actually Walmart is a better one. Walmart's been hanging around a little bit better. So I don't want to say the dollar stores, but I like instead of Chewy, you could go to Wolf as well. You want to try some lottos there? I don't think so, because Mark and I were talking about Chewy. If you want, Chewy is the same one as PetSmart. Actually, PetSmart has some. I don't believe Chewy has any physical stores. I don't think it's a box retailer, and I believe PetSmart is. Matter of fact, sometimes they take Tony Pistachio there to punish him because that's where they have the cheap Chewies. And obviously, the Wolf is the price action is showing it. So Chewy, getting back to Mark's point, because it had the look at that, bravo. It had it had options going in, the right kind of options. Everybody was just pouring out. It was almost like everybody was throwing out the proverbial market room. Know this? They were throwing out the proverbial baby with the bathwater. Now, is this like the bottom? Does can you go on vacation and turn around? And hopefully, it hits the gap at 25. I don't really think so, but it's even so. Now, here's the low, that low block. Now, you probably wanted to hold. Oh, it was. Oh, okay. You know what? I apologize. I didn't know that. So the good thing is they're out of I mean, they're out of big box, out of big box retailing, but that's good to know. Chewy, you definitely wanted to hold now at 1871. Basically, it's self-explanatory from there. Dollar General, I was buying it all the way down. I think my low buy was 112. I just sold a chunker on the air at 113.90. I'll see where this holds. I might actually hold some of this. There's the weekly. Where's my SCS? Did it get to 1135? Oh, 1101. I'm out the short of a lot of this SCS on the weekly chart. I know the stock. It's a one-day wonder. Boom, boom. Especially in a downtrend. Even in an uptrend, it's a one-day wonder. I get it. This is by the way, this is the daily chart. And this is the weekly chart. Going to the weekly. My offers were out as high as the 200-day, if you see the green, 1158. I got a little giddy. I started before, at least I did top ticket at the moment, 1139. My average price is what, 1115. I actually wanted to go a little bit higher. It's not certainly a 5-figure. It's certainly not worth a 18,000 share position. It depends on where I get the price. I'm actively trading at home. Obviously I'm concentrating today, but not really. Pins was a good trade. I had pins overnight. I traded that a little bit, a good schnitzel right here. You want to do something? It doesn't matter how old you are. There's pins. This is the last what? I'll go to a 2-minute chart. Held the gap perfectly within 10 cents. It's been volatile. There's where you do it, back and fill. Now it hold this opening range breakout 27.30 where it is. Now it's got the triangle. You know what to do. Pins, long-term chart. It's very self-explanatory. Needs a little rest. I wouldn't be upset. He certainly wanted to go below the 200-day and do what a lot of other stocks have been doing. Chewy was born out of PetSmart. Learned something. Okay, what else? I actually knew that and I forgot. I've been processing so much. I'm like Kelly Bundy. All the information that goes in, something's got to go out. IBM making new highs. We used to call it in the market maker in the old days for IBM. We used to say the acronym was I've been mugged. It was very, very hard to trade IBM, but there it is. That's not hard to trade. Breakout, not even overbought. You do the RSI, the coach's line. Let's go to the weekly. There's the weekly. And why? You know what? As long as we're talking that end, why not take up Xerox? As long as we're talking about IBM, where's Lexmark? What else do we have in that area? Compaq going higher, Dell. But you know what? Xerox. I think Uncle Carl owns that Xerox. I'm not sure. He might. Okay. Look at Chewy, by the way. This is one of my lists. New share. Chewy, top gainers in the last 15 minutes. His AVGR was 13 last night. Look at this thing. I almost bought it at 14 after hours. AVGR was over, I think it was 1450 last night in after hours. Avenger? Avinger. That's a cool name. Even better symbol, AVGR. Well, you know what? A 3-day up, 4-day up. Went from 4 to 12. It has it in it. It was higher last night. I saw that one, but it's got, how many drives is this, coach? 1, 2, maybe it's on a 3. Maybe that's a 2.5 drive. That's maybe like a 2 iron. I'm not sure. Okay. Citicorp catching some. Okay, you know what? Let's go. Let's go to flow. By the most important thing about me looking what the wise guys are doing is the most important thing that I've talked about Monday, Tuesday, even I'm going to talk about today, is I wouldn't, especially after option expiration last week, these sweeps aren't that clean. Although I brought up sweeps in Allstate and Aflac, I mean, those were different. Those come up once a quarter, if not once, every 6 months, as well as an AIG lead. Keep that in mind as well. I digress. The cues. What are we looking at on the cues? Is that option flow, especially after we get some Fed speak today, don't jump the gun. It's going to be anything right now. They're going into short term, very short term. I want to see some weeklies. Where's Citibank going on September? I'll give an example. I am showing my screen. I'll give an example. Apple, wise guys. I don't want to be a wise guys. A guy's trying to maybe front run some Fed speak. 136,000 worth of September puts. I could do that. No, don't get me. I'm not saying I would do it, but I have the leverage to do that. 100. So you lose 50%. 50%. So you lose 60,000 another day. Apple bearish. Okay, there's the chart on the Qs now. What are they doing? They come up to a tour. Self-explanatory. There's the range on the Qs going on to how long? Actually, that's a couple of days. That's probably a 2-minute chart. What is it, 2-minute chart? It's a 5-minute chart. We'll go slower here. VIX, not much of a roll. And the most important thing to always keep in mind, and listen, I'm not going to pontificate here. This is what I'm going to learn. Or actually learn is throughout this whole pullback, fact, we're going to go right here. While default swaps have just been stagnant, credit spreads actually drifting lower, still showing no concerns about anything potentially dangerous out there. Pardon, yet on credits. So that's what really brought us. That's when it was what gamma squeezes, whatever, 2 years ago. It's been all about, obviously the 10-year and credit and credit spreads. So far, it's almost like how CCJ has been taking so many of these bullish option calls for so long, and that's working perfectly. There's never been. I'm not saying this is the judge and the jury, but up till now, this is one of the tools. One of them. I'm not trading upon it. Credit has not been an issue. But you can look at things like that. I mean, you can bargain that if you go to a chart like Microsoft. Maybe there is an issue. We can always play some other things. Where's SCS? Come on, baby. 11. You know what? It's going to waffle now. Blah, blah, blah. Made its move. All right, I got it okay. You know what I mean? Maybe it drifts down to what? 1060? So I hope it was a little bit more volatile. Okay, let me get back to the point about so any option flow from maybe last Thursday before the end of the quarter, which coming up until there's no earnings, coming till Fed speak has been, I wouldn't put much credence into it. The ones I have put credence into, I've been posting, Allstate, Aflac, AIG. Somebody goes into some, Disney's been very active. Nothing has been that concrete, except also the financials. Okay, IoT bearish, CGC puts, Google bearish. You know what I mean? The moves have been made as of this. Anything now is another chart on the minis. What is this? YMT. All right, that's on the mini on the Dow Jones futures. All right, Dow Jones. Okay, anti-VIX. That means we'll go. What is this? Just recently. All right, we're due for a little bit of a pullback as the VIX not much of a roll. All right, so VIX isn't important right now. We're due for a little bit of a pullback. The Dow is a little bit short-term extended, and that's it. Here are the top gainers, and I know what this is. This is a FinViz. FinViz, or you can go. You know what's another nice site, guys, or everybody out there? Is this? If I had 19 windows open. What a shame. Okay, this right here is a good one. Go to Stock Scanner. This is a free site, Stock Scanner. It's like 5 Mississippi delayed. 5 seconds. You'll have most stocks moving up now. It doesn't do this every time you punch it up. It's just obviously because I'm showing something. That's how it works. Stocks moving up now. Nothing available. It means nothing's moving down. Moving down now. Oh, you know what? It's probably not open yet, the window. Up high and relative volume. There's everything above volume. 5-day high. You can go by time. GNS, Azul, Western Dig. Pins. We talked about that too. We talked about it. NIO. That's for that bounced nicely, I think, Mark, didn't it? NIO. You know what's got an inside day. Here's NIO. You know what I mean? At least XPEV. XPEV broke. It's almost like Riven. It held and held it and held it. Finally gave. IBM's up there. And listen, IBM's up there. IBM brought up MBLI, brought up General Mills. Did that reverse? Weight Watchers. It's still going. But it pops every day and then fades. Is the Weight Watchers long term? It feels like they're walking it up to drop it, or else it already would have made that move. You know what I mean? Weight Watchers always fades at the middle of the day. What else? The General Mills, does that bounce? General Mills, 66 to 64 on General Mills. You know what that would do? 20 years ago, that would have been on the Lear report if General Mills had that range. people's 401ks, people, my grandmother would be calling me, what's going on with General Mills? Because it's never, but it's made a move. I don't know what it's going to do now. It's near the danger zone, not a new low. Right now, it's more emblematic of what I think it's going on consumer staples. Campbell's Soup, Kellogg has been a dog of dogs. All right, what are you going to do? All right, let's go back to TGH. I will go with the Y. I already did go with the Y's, guys. Wells Fargo, Goodyear tires ripping. Hold on a second. Goodyear tire is ripping. TradeGATEHub. Chewy was born at a PetSmart. No, I think. All right. What was moving? I said, Wells Fargo and look at Wells Fargo. That's in the fund. You know what? From this, the moves that Wells Fargo made, so the stocks didn't move like this. Wells Fargo, from the poorhouse to the to the penthouse to the now it's in the now it's in the mid-level housing. Let's look at Citicorp still taking the options. All right. What else? JP and the boys. That's what we call them, JP Morgan. How about that CFD financial that gave me a problem? I'm finally up in it. I was talking about that. That thing didn't go. It's like watching grass grow. How much CFG? 932,000 shares trading. Believe me, I'm probably, no, I'm 900,000. No, I'm not 90,000. 1% of it. All right. Any guys have any questions? Now's the time. Mark's not speaking. Maybe I spoke Mark away because I didn't know Chewy was born out of PetSmart, man. You can't learn them all. Percent losers, 15 minutes. SCS is up there. Let's hopefully ones of my winners are percent gainers. Let's look at 60 minutes. What's been gaining some AVGR brought up GCT, not interested. Percent losers, 60 minutes. Some of the drifters, a lot of them. XPEV, as I said, broke. What's this? The socks. Uh-oh. There's the semi-index. I don't like that, man. Well, you know what? The IWM did the same thing. It held, right? I don't know. There's another gap here below it. Maybe they break it. They shake everybody out at the gap. It's just, you know what? When I don't know. I shouldn't know. I don't like anticipating in this type of tape. If you anticipate and you're wrong, and there's a news or Powell says sometimes this is when things cascade. So until then, listen. Now it's resonating what rules are. Light volume. Couple hours from now, VIX still abated to a degree, so don't expect many reversals. MOS on the tape. SCS back up. MSOS on the tape. Schumer chirping. There it is. Mark D. That's why it's not chirping. 826 to 844. You want over like, you know what? I wouldn't want to short it. What's moving now? SCS is back up, you pig. All right, I'll leave it there. BJ wholesalers. This looks good too. I can't figure this thing out. I just got told by a peer group. EJ, Dollar General. What's that? Big closing a few positions? Yeah, that's right. Because you're pro. You take moves in the market where you get it, and you don't want to give any back, especially trading. I don't mean to start this contra trading somewhat aggressively. I don't know if that you're aggressively like that, Mark, but take some money off. And it's always, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I don't know. I actually kind of like my positions outside of Kava. I could have sold it too. I took some off. Layoffs are coming. Nile bearish, but I'll leave it at that, everyone. All right. So, you know what? It's an active room. Like I say, it's an active room. General Mills. It's an active room, and I'm trying to do everything at once. Day trade, swing trade, have a macro view. That's what coach is for, as well. But the good thing is, we have a pause button, enemy button, and a fast forward button. So my point being is, I'm trying to, not appease everybody. I'm trying to do what, just go the routine to myself and professional guys that have been doing this for a quarter century do. I'm not, like I said, I'm not the judge and the jury, but everything I really try to point down on consistency is predicated upon price action, volume, range, option flow, sentiment. And, I'm not the guy that says if 999 people bet the Patriots, should I bet the Cowboys? I would bet the Cowboys anyway, but his sentiment is somewhat derived on that we've talked about Dollar General, we've talked about Chewy. The easiest trades come from obviously from positive trends, and I'm probably going to do more than that because I am a little bit more advanced, sometimes egregiously. NQ drops, NASDAQ taking a little bit of a bump, NASDAQ Qs are breaking low. So let everybody go, right? Thanks to you and Coach. I'm not in the market, not new to the market, but pretty new to day trading. I'll swing trade after we get a pull jack. Yeah, just listen, Mark, I know you're not new to the market because you say very advanced things and I appreciate the lack of an ego and other great quality. I would just really try to know your style, because if you're pointing out, if you're not short of stock selections, from what I understand, it's just tailor your own style because we are active. So thanks for always participating. Paul, same way. Paul's is Paul. Sometimes I'm actually, I've been, oh, here we go. Schumer introduces text of cannabis. Paul, sometimes I'm nervous to hit Paul in the morning. Paul, I'm not nervous. It's an anxious energy because you never know what Paul's up to, man. Good though. He's very pro. He's pro. And that's a compliment. Trust me. Okay, we'll leave it there, everyone. All right. So be prudent. Google new lows now. What's making new lows? Well, you know what? You want to go to new lows? Like I said again, go to Stock Scanner. And it's a free scanner. Here we go. New lows. Go to click time as of 10:49. Chewy, is that right? Making new lows. Chewy came back down. Well, I don't know. It's 5 seconds. Google should be in here. Square. I don't know why it's not doing it, but you get the picture. So I'll leave everybody off with that. I have my personal scanner. That's if you don't have anything major. Fills cash below 44.50. That's important. Even the fly, unforgiving chop. You know what to do next. Probably be prudent like Mark, get out of everything, embrace a plan and some volatility after Fed speak. And we're going to do it all again afterwards. So we'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in. Please, comments, complaints, and suggestions, welcome. I want to get better. I certainly don't want to waste my time, nor do I want to waste yours. So cheers.